All right, mute witness to murder. So this is a rear window spin, basically. We see a girl who is looking across, sees her neighbor kill somebody. And I like when he goes to hit her the first time and she just is bitching at him, and then he clubs her and she's bleeding down her face, and she seems to just continue to keep bitching about the same thing like nothing just happened, and then he's like fucking strangles her. I almost I almost understand, to the point where if you can club someone over the head and they continue to keep bitching about the same thing, that is she's off for sure in the head. But her husband goes to run and get help because she can't speak, she can't move, and he brings back the killer to the house, and the killer has her committed to his hospital because he's a doctor, which is just terrifying. I mean, she's locked in a place that is, governed by him, and he dictates what she does and does not do and what drugs are given to her, and she's in this place in a padded cell alone at night. He can come in there and do whatever he wants, and he even suggests a lobotomy. How a lobotomy would be being performed in the 1990s when it was banned like 50 years previously. I don't know. Okay, maybe not 50, but like much longer ago. Yeah, that was just random. That was weird. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I thought that, the actress here, Patricia Clarkson, God, she is beautiful. She was a beautiful woman back then. She was pretty good. I like it. I think that it's a very scary premise. The fact that you can't speak to defend yourself, and it kind of reminds me of that scene in Halloween 2 when Jamie can't call out to, Dr. Loomis when he's walking into the hospital. I thought that it's good. It's frustrating. It's like, talk! You want to be like, fucking just... But you don't know how your brain and your body is going to react to seeing something so horrific. You go into shock, and there's just not anything you can do about it, I guess. But, yeah, and then his... another thing, I mean, this guy's evil. This is Bill Denbrough from the It miniseries, the old 1990 It miniseries. And so I think this is the same year, actually, because I think that It came out in 1990 and this came out in 1990. So this is like the same year that the It thing. But I like that the husband starts to figure it out, and the doctor comes up and drugs him, and then he just falls to the ground, and and he's like drugged to the point where he can't move or defend himself or scream out, but he's still lucid enough to be looking around and trying to fight it at all, and he just has to watch the doctor while this girl's sitting there, in shock and not being able to speak or barely move. And they both just kind of have to watch this doctor, the doctor who's supposed to be helping, the doctor who runs this hospital, the doctor who, makes the rules and can do whatever he wants in this hospital. He just steps on the guy's neck and just crushes his windpipe slowly. That's just evil, man. That is just straight up evil. And I also, she finally breaks out of it and lets the doctor die because he can't get to his heart medication, which then she goes to the little monitor with the button and the camera, and she's like, the doctor's had a great accident, and starts losing it and laughing and everything. And it's like, I think that she should have probably kept that psychotic laughter for a different time, because now that the doctor is dead, she can be because now she has her voice back. She can be reassessed. They can see she's okay now, and they can let her go. And the whole doctor dying thing would be then labeled as an accidental death, although they probably would want to investigate into the fact that her husband was murdered in there by a crushed frickin' windpipe, so he'd probably go down when they match the boot print. Doesn't matter. But let's just say that didn't happen and all that. Like, why is she sitting there in the camera and laughing her ass off? Like a psychopath. Like, are you trying to get yourself recommitted? But she was just excited. I guess she could have just looked away from the camera and did that. It doesn't matter. This is nitpicky shit. I'm not really saying that against the episode. I just thought it was funny. Like, probably shouldn't laugh like a psychopath when you're trying to get out of a mental hospital. So yeah, anyway, it was a fine episode. Little spin on the Rear Window type thing. All right.